Okay, so today we are consolidating, meaning we are doing revision of the first section that we covered this year. Okay, so if you remember properly, we covered the number system. So I want to see if you guys can sort of figure out or remember, actually, if you guys remember everything that we have learned. Okay, this is also the opportunity to clarify anything that you still might be confused about. So let's get going. So we have numbers, okay? We have a list of numbers here separated by semicolons there, okay? And we have to categorize these numbers. Okay, so we're going to categorize them into 5 categories. And the one thing that always catches students out is we always say, write down all of the whole numbers or all of the integers. You guys only write one and you lose a lot of marks because of that. Okay, that makes you lose a lot of marks. Hello, our class has grown considerably. Hi, everyone. Welcome, welcome. Okay. Now, so we're going to start off with whole numbers. Now, remember, the first thing you must remember with all of these things is to first simplify. Before you can answer all of this, we need to simplify where we can. So maybe we should rewrite this whole list in a way that is a little bit more simple to answer. So I hope we all have our calculators. I will use my cell phone because I'm a terrible teacher who didn't bring a calculator. Pretty sure I lent it to someone at work, but it's fine. We're going to start off with the square root of 3. What is the square root of 3 if we simplify it, guys? What is the square root of 3? So everyone take out your calculators. Find the square root of 3. And then give me my answer in the chat. Let's see. Let's see who's here and awake and ready to work, okay? Jenna says irrational. Yes, Jenna, but remember we're first simplifying them so that they're easier to answer. So the square root of 3 on my calculator is 1,732,0, blah, 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 blah. Okay, and then we have a fraction that we don't have to simplify. It's fine like that. What is the cube root of -8? The cube root of -8. Cube root of -8, you guys should know this off the top of your head. -2, thank you very much. That will be -2. Okay. Next, the square root of 9. What's the square root of 9? 3, thank you, Jenna. Now we have 0 divided by pi. 0 divided by anything is what? 0 divided by pi. What's that going to give us? 0, thank you. All right, now it's pi divided by 0. Thank you very much, Tebogo. That would be undefined. Okay, the square root of -4. Can we figure out the square root of -4? Is that possible? Is it possible to figure out the square root of -4? No. So we're just going to rewrite as the square root of -4. And then we have 3,6 with a dot at the top. What does that dot mean? What does that dot mean on top of the 6? Recurring. Beautiful, Jenna, which means 6, 6, 6, 6 until infinity. Okay, then we have a similar number, which is 0,999 until forever. And then the last one, we have 22 divided by 7, which gives us how much? Does anyone know what we use that fraction for? 22 divided by 7, we usually use for what? Anybody know? Nobody knows. We sometimes use that for pi. Okay, so that's going to give me 3,14, blah, blah, blah. Great. Now let's categorize them. Number 1, whole numbers. Do we have any whole numbers here? Thank you very much, Yolanda. Do we have any whole numbers here, guys? Tell me which one is my whole number. But now when you're answering, we must use the original numbers. Thank you, Tebogo. We do. So which one or which ones are my whole numbers? 3, which was originally square root of 9. And there's one more. There's one more, which is a whole number. 0, which was originally 0 over pi. Nice. Move to a good start. Next is integers. Integers is the set of positive and negative numbers, including 0. Do we have any integers in this case? -2. Okay, so this was the cube root of -8. Another one? What's another one? Square root of 9, remember, because it's 3. Also 0 over pi, because it is 0. Okay, integers include the 0 over pi, which is the 0. Do we have any other integers? Do we have any other integers in our list of numbers? Anyone? No, we don't. Okay, these are all the integers that are contained in this list of numbers. Now we go to rational numbers. Rational numbers. Remember, rational numbers can be written as a fraction, or if it is a recurring decimal, that is also considered to be a rational number. Now I'm going to go down the list. Square root of 3, is it rational? Square root of 3 rational? Say yes or no in the chat. Anyone? Caden says yes. Remember, the square root of 3 is 1,7320, blah, 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 blah. Is that rational? No. So square root of 3 does not qualify as rational. -1 over 3, is that rational? -1 over 3. Yes, it is. Okay, we have our first rational number, -1/3. Next, cube root of -8, which gives us -2. Is that rational? Cube root of -8, guys. Yes, it is rational. Come on, guys. We need to participate. Square root of 9, which is 3. Is that rational? Square root of 9, which is 3. Yes, thank you. So square root of 9. Next, 0 divided by pi. Is that rational? My answer is 0. Keep that in mind. So is that rational? Yes, thank you, Jenna. 0 divided by pi. Next, pi divided by 0. Is that rational? No. Skip. Pi divided by 8. Is that rational? Pi divided by 8. Is that a rational number? No, because in the first place, pi is not rational, right? So if you're dividing it by 8, it's just going to create a very, 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 very long decimal. Okay. Square root of -4, is that rational? Come on, guys. There's 21 of us right now. 22 now. Nope, it isn't. 3,6 recurring, is that rational? Yes, it is. 3,6 recurring. Next, 0.9 recurring. Is that rational? There we go. There we go. I want responses. 0.9. And the last one, 22 divided by 7, which is 3.14, blah, 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 blah. Is that rational? No. Okay, next. Number 4, irrational numbers. So irrational is probably anything that isn't here. Do you guys agree? Anything that isn't here. If it is rational, it cannot be irrational. It's okay, P, we're welcome. So we first of all, though, that's the square root of 3 is not rational. Okay, then we skip 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we are on the pies. Pi divided by 0, is that irrational? Is that irrational? Pi divided by 0, is that irrational? We already know pi divided by 8 is irrational, right? But what about pi divided by 0? Ofani says no. Okay, what is it if it's not irrational? We call it undefined, meaning it is not defined. We do not have a definition for it yet. And now we have the square root of -4. Would that be irrational? Square root of -4. There we go. It's not irrational because it is what? There's only one that goes under number 5. Nope, I thought it was unreal. Let me rather say unreal. Which one is unreal? There's only one of them here who are unreal. Does anyone know which one it is? Anyone? Which one of our numbers is unreal, guys? Come on, guys. It is the square root. Thank you, Yolanda, of -4. Okay, screenshotters, go ahead. Everyone, take a stretch. Come on, have a sip of water, do something. We have to start participating here. Okay. Okay, screenshotters, I hope you are done. I was just closing my door. There's a lot of noise outside. Okay, so for everyone who's asking, you are in the correct class. This is revision of the section we have done. Okay, so we've done this already. So I'm expecting that you guys know the answers. So please participate in the chat. Okay, remember mathematics is not a spectator sport. We cannot just watch, we must participate. Right, now we move on to integers, which we have done as well. And I'm going to need your help in solving all of these. Okay, so let's start with the first one. Number 4 says -3 plus 6 plus -9. So I'm going to ask you guys, what happens with this plus negative here? What happens with that plus negative? Plus minus. A positive and a negative gives you what? A negative, okay? So then I'm going to rewrite everything else the way it is. So it's -3 plus 6 minus 9. So how much is -3 plus 6? -3 plus 6. No, it's not -6. It is 3 and then minus 9. Oh, you were giving me the final answer. Now I see. 3 minus 9. -6. Wonderful. Okay, let me not skip steps. Let me just say this is 3 minus 9, which is -6. Right, let's go to number 9. Okay, again, we have this positive negative situation over here. Oh, I almost made a big mistake. What mistake did I almost make, guys? Did anyone see my big mistake that I almost made just now? Anyone? Brackets first. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. Look what I was missing here. Division comes before this addition and subtraction stuff. Okay, so this -4, I'm going to leave it here. -4 plus. So now we are over here and we have -9 divided by -1. So a negative and a negative will give you a what type of answer? Negative and a negative will give us what type of answer? We have two negatives there that we're dividing. Thank you, Kaden. Positive. And what's 9 divided by 1? Thank you, Wade. And what's 9 divided by 1, beautiful people? It is 9. Okay. Now, we have two positives now. So these two positives are now going to make what? The two positives will give us what? A positive and a positive gives you a positive. So what's -4 plus 9? It is 5. Okay, last one. I'm not going to make the same mistake again. We're starting with the multiplication. 1 times 1. That is such an easy multiplication. 1 times 1. It is 1. And now we have this plus minus situation all over again. A positive and a negative. What's my answer going to be? Plus minus is going to give us a -9. And what's 1 minus 9? 1 minus 9. There we go. -8. All right. Now let's move on to multiplication. Nope, there's still addition. It's the same thing. Never mind. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Again, we have to remember to start with brackets before we go anywhere else. Okay, so now we're multiplying in this case. And we have two negatives. So two negatives gives me a positive. And then we have 5 times 1, which will give us 5. Beautiful. Now, these two negatives again, they're going to give us a positive, which means I now have 5 plus 1, which is how much? 6. Beautiful. Let's move on to the next one. This time, where do I start? I would usually start with divide, but there's a condition here why I can't start with divide. What is that condition? Why would I not start with the divide? Thank you, Deboho. It is the brackets. Check the brackets there. The brackets. Okay, so that means we have to start inside the brackets. All right, now let's do it. We have a positive, negative here. What's that going to give us? I'm going to open my brackets still because we're working inside the brackets. So it's going to be 7, thank you, minus 4, and divided by -3. So what's 7 minus 4? We're still inside the bracket. It is 3. Divided by -3. I'm dividing and I have a positive and a negative. So my answer is going to be what? A negative. Thank you very much, Logan and Nompumelelo and Yolanda. And 3 divided by 3 is 1. Okay. Again, we have brackets. Brackets. So that means I'm going to leave this -1 alone for a moment. Minus, and then I'm going to open my brackets. It's -9. I have another positive negative, and that gives us over here. That positive negative is going to give us what? A -3. So what's my answer inside the bracket? It's -1. -9 minus 3 is how much? -9 minus 3 is -12. Beautiful. And now I'm stuck again with the plus, with the negative. Two negatives give us equals -1. plus 12, and my final answer is? Not quite. Remember, it's -1 plus 12. It is positive 11. Beautiful, guys. I'm just going to write for us nice and big here. Bed mass or bod mass for you guys to screenshot. Yolanda, do you understand how we got it? As long as you understand how we got it, then we're fine. Wonderful. Okay. Okay, let's move on. P-Way, is it a Windows PC? Hopefully it's a Windows. If it is, you press the Windows button that looks like a window. And then there's a button at the top that says PRTSC. You press those together at the same time, and then you open a Word document and you say paste. So you say right click paste. Okay, I hope I've helped you. I hope that works. All right, you're welcome. Okay, can we move on? Now we're going to revise fractions with BODMAS. We're going to revise fractions with BODMAS. So I have fractions here that we have to solve, but I do have to apply BODMAS still. So where do I start in this case? Brackets. Inside my brackets. Now, luckily for us, our denominators are the same, so we don't have to change anything, right? So we have 3 over 5. I'm going to multiply it by, what is 1 over 5 plus 4 over 5? 1 over 5 plus 4 over 5. 5 over 5, which can also be rewritten as 1. So this is 3 over 5 times 1, and my answer will then be? My answer will then be what? Just 3 over 5. Remember, it's this fraction times 1. Anything times 1, it's just that number itself. Okay, let's move on to our next one. Our brain break is way too soon. I'm going to scroll down and have us work a little bit more. Yes, so Logan, your answer would be correct if we were adding. Okay, if it was plus 1, then it would be 1 and 3/5. But in this case, we are multiplying. So it's just saying 1 times whatever it is, and your number will be, your answer will be that number itself. It's like saying 1 times 2, and that will be 2. Okay, now we have a similar situation here where we have to start inside my bracket, but we don't have the same denominator. So what is my first step? What is my first step here? Multiples, yes. What are we trying to find with the multiples? The lowest common denominator. Thank you, Luandle. Okay, so what's my LCD for 2 and 5? Thank you, Deboho. My LCD for 2 and 5. 2 and 5. Okay, 20. But is it the lowest? It is a common denominator, but it's not the lowest. There we go, 10. Okay, so now I have a half. What do I have to times 2 by to get to 10? Even if you use 20, Tebogo, you will get to the same answer. You'll just have an extra step of simplifying. Okay, thanks, Mine, and welcome. So I'm timesing by 5 and timesing by 5. And what do I have to times 5 by to get to 10? 2. So I'm timesing by 2 and timesing by 2. And don't ever do what I just did now. Write your whole question. Okay, whatever you're not working on, you must rewrite it. So what are my new fractions now? I have 1 times 5 over 2 times 5. So my new fraction now is 5 over 10 plus what? Something over 10. So what's 3 times 2? 6 over 10. Thanks, Logan. Divided by 2 over 9. So what's 5 over 10 plus 6 over 10? 5 over 10 plus 6 over 10. That will be 11 over 10 divided by 2 over 9. Now we are left with the division sum. Okay? So we have to keep, we have to change, and we have to flip. Keep, change, flip. Okay, FC. Okay. Right. So I have 11 over 10. I'm going to change my division symbol to a what? I'm going to change my division symbol to a multiplication. Thanks, Tebogo. And then I have to flip my last fraction. So now I have 9 over 2. Do we have any common factors? Can we cross cancel in this case? In this specific case? Yes. What can we cross cancel, guys? Do 11 and 2 have common factors? Thanks, Botlali. And 10 and 9 also don't have common factors. So we actually cannot simplify this. We just have to multiply it out. So what's 11 times 9? For my numerator, we have 11 times 9, which is 99, over 10 times 2, which is 20. Okay, I will need you guys to make this a mixed fraction. How many times does 20 go into 99? 4 times. Thank you, Logan. And my remainder is what over 20? My remainder will be what over 20? It's not quite 10, because remember 4 times is 2, 4, 6, 80. It's 80, right? So what's left over? I saw the answer somewhere. Logan, thank you. What's left over is 19 over 20. Because 20 times 4 is 80. So what's left? 19 to make 99. Okay, thumbs up, thumbs down. How are we feeling about this? Remember, you go to reactions and you give me either one of these if you're fine, or one of these if I have lost you somewhere and you would like clarification. Okay. You do quizzes on Thursdays, Pee. So today there's a quiz. Are you part of the Google Classroom? That's where you find the link for the quizzes. Yes, so you're going to go there and you're going to do today's quiz, which is going to be everything that we are covering today. Actually, everything we've covered last week, the end of last week, and the beginning of this week. Yolanda is not part of the Google Classroom. Yolanda, you need to ask your parents if they are, okay? They should be part of the Google Classroom. Okay. How to turn a fraction to a mixed number. Okay, Tebogo. So you look at the denominator, right? Let me do a simple one. Let me say 21 over 5. So we look at our denominator, which in this case is a 5. How many times can I fit 5 into 20? How many times can I fit 5 into 20, Tebogo? That's true, 4 times, right? Because it's 5, 10, 15, 20. That's 4 times, okay? So I'm at 20, but now I have left over, I don't know what, numbers that I couldn't fit into that, okay? So if I stopped at 20, how much is left over? I have a 21 here and I stopped at 20, so how much is left over? A 1. So it's a 1 out of the 5. Do you see, Tebogo? Hopefully that was you're welcome. Okay. And thanks for asking a question. Okay, it's fine. It's past, so let's have a quick brain break. All right. First one, would you rather have bright purple hair or purple teeth? I'm not sure what you would have done to get purple teeth. Buhlali didn't get your results. Okay, Buhlali, from now on, I will try and publish the results in the lesson. How's that? So I'll do a little bit of a leaderboard thing in the lesson. Is that fine with you guys? Okay, I hope so. Everyone's saying purple hair. You're welcome, Buhlali. Nobody wants purple teeth. Oh, wow. Hectic. Okay, my next one. Would you rather only go to school in summer or only go to school in winter? So you can only go either in summer or only in winter. Ooh, winter, winter. Guys, it's so cold in winter for school. Oh my goodness. I would 1000% rather go in summer. It is way too cold in winter for us to be going to school. Ah. Winter, because in summer I'll be lazy. I'll be lazy in winter. I'll be thinking about just going to home to bed, and you better believe I will not do my homework. I'll just go home and rest. The next one, would you rather have an unlimited gift card for McDonald's or for the cinema? And if you go to the cinema, you can have all the snacks you want. So it's a gift card, unlimited. You can either go to the cinema or unlimited for McDonald's. Min is like, give me both of them. All of them I want right now. Cinema, I love it, guys. I also like going to watch a movie now and then. And then you can get all the snacks you want and not have to pay a cent with all the friends you want. That would be nice. Caden's like, nah, I'll take food. Food any day. Oh, wow. McD, please. Netflix will make up for the cinema. Okay, that makes sense. And the last one is, would you rather have a huge pimple or a big booger show in a school photo? Like you already took this photo and now you're getting it back. Would you rather see a big pimple or a big booger in your nose? Linamta's like, I'll take pimple. Linamta's going through a lot. Min is like, booger, Minnie, you are brave. You are brave. And Caden. Ah, you guys are brave. They was like, give me a 0. Ah, you guys are hilarious. Okay, guys, are we ready to continue? We still have, I already have pimples. So Pia is like, look, I already have pimples. So you know what? It is what it is. But I am talking about that big one. You know that one that looks like a mosquito bit on your forehead. And you just have like a, oh, guys, I hate those. Wow, okay. It's fine, guys. Let's continue. So with this next one, where do you guys think we will start? We don't have brackets in this case. So where do you guys think we will start? Multiplication. Beautiful. Multiplication. Okay. So let's multiply. Wait, do we have common factors? A half times 4/9. Are there common factors here? Can we cross cancel? Is my question. Anyone? Yes, we can. We have 2 and 4. Those are definitely common factor. They have common factors. So 2 goes into itself how many times? Once, and into 4 twice. Beautiful. Okay, we're done. We're done. Now we have 1 times 2 at the top, which is a 2 over 1 times 9, which is 9. Okay, plus 2 over 5. Now we need a common factor between, lowest common denominator between 9 and 5. What's my lowest common denominator between 9 and 5? Well, 4, 9, and 5. Lowest common denominator for 9 and 5. Thank you very much, Bohlali. It would be 45. So 2 over 9, I would have to multiply with what? Nice. I like seeing answers coming in the chat. 2 over 9, I would have to multiply with by 5, right? And 2 over 5, I will have to multiply by what? By 9. Thanks, Bohlali. So my new fractions are now what? So we know they're all going to be over 45. But my new fraction is going to be what? My new fraction, what's 2 times 5? 2 times 5 is 10, 10 over 45. And second one is 2 times 9. Thank you, Nompumelelo. Thank you very much. So then my final answer is? My final answer is 28 over 45. Done. All right. Okay. Next one. Again, we have to start with multiplication. Okay, I'm easing your brains back into this because we're about to do something very interesting. Okay, so my common factors is 3, and it goes into itself once and into 6 twice. Okay, so at the top we have 1 times 1, which is how much? Faster method to get the LCD. The fastest method won't give you the lowest common denominator, wait. It'll give you a common denominator, but it won't necessarily be the lowest one. I'll show you what I mean just now. Okay. So 1 times 1 is 1 over 4 times 2, which is 8, plus 5 over 8. We don't have to do much over here. We just have to add. What's 1 over 8 plus 5 over 8? 6 over 8. Can we simplify this? Can we simplify this? Yes. All right. Tell me, what's the common factor between 6 and 8? Common factor between 6 and 8? It is 2. So 2 goes into 6 3 times and into 8 4 times. So then my final answer will be 3 over 4 or 3/4. Now I'm going back to, I think it was Wade's question about a quicker way to find the lowest common denominator. So Wade, if I have something like 1 over 2 plus 1 over 4, okay? Technically, the lowest common denominator is 4, okay? Because 4 is a multiple of 2 and 4. But if you multiply these two guys together, so if you say 2 times 4, you can decide that you can make a denominator of 8. Okay, then you'll have, so here you'll have 2 times by 4, times by 4, times by 2, times by 2. So then you have 4 over 8 plus 2 over 8, which will give you 6 over 8. But now you have to simplify. You have to simplify because 6 over 8, as we have seen, can be simplified to 3 over 4, which is the final answer. But if you found the lowest common denominator, you don't have this step of simplifying, because from here, you're just going to say, okay, you're going to say, let's say it was a half plus a quarter. You're only going to multiply this guy by 2. Okay, so then your fraction will be 2 over 4 plus 1 over 4, which is 3 over 4. So wait, if you are struggling to find the common denominator, just multiply these two together. Multiply your denominators together. The only problem is it becomes very tricky when you have 3 denominators. So you'll have to do the first 2 first, and then you'll do the answer for those with the last number. Okay, wait, let me show you what I mean. So if I have 1 over 3 plus 1 over 8 plus 3 over 24. No, 12. 3 over 12. Okay, if I have that, okay, now I can multiply all these 3 together. It's going to be a very big number. So rather, I say that times that, okay, which will give me 24. And then I'll use the LCD of 24. And then after I get my answer, I will then take my answer and do it with the 3 over 12. Do you see what I mean, Wade? I hope I've answered your question. Hopefully. Okay. Now we're going back to our problem solving. Okay. John asks Tabo, excuse me, how many learners there are in the class. Tabo answers, you're welcome. If you take twice our number plus half our number plus a quarter of our number plus 1, the answer is 100. How many learners are there in Tabo's class? So this is introducing algebra a little bit. Okay, we don't know the number. So what do we do if we don't know a number? What do we do usually if we don't know a number? We give it a letter. Thank you. We say it's X. So I'm going to choose that the number of learners is X. Now, it's very important to do this before you use X in your sum. Otherwise, the teacher will be asking you, where did this X come from? Like, it just out of nowhere, this X. Okay, so now we've chosen X to be our number. Okay, so he says, if you take twice our number, so 2 times X plus half our number, so a half times X plus a quarter of our number, so a quarter times X plus 1, the answer will be 100. Okay, so far are we all with me? Thumbs up, thumbs down, before I confuse us further. If you're lost, let me know quickly now so that I can find you quickly before we continue. I only have 3 thumbs ups out of 29. Tebogo is lost. Okay, Tebogo. Remember, Tebogo, we don't know how many students there are, right? So we're going to give them a letter. So we're going to say, these learners, I am deciding, I'm going to call them X. So I'm giving them a letter because we don't know what they are. So if you see, if you take twice our number, twice means what? Times 2. So that's what I did over there, right? And then he said, plus a half of our number. Half of our number. So it's a half of X. So it's half times X. Plus a quarter of our number. So it's a quarter times X. And then he says plus 1 at the end. I'm out of colors there. Plus 1. And then he says, if you take all of those, the answer will be 100. So that means this plus this plus this plus this equals 100. Are you with me so far? Hopefully you are. Hopefully I've clarified and found you a little bit. Okay. So wonderful. Wonderful. You're welcome. So now we have to add these x's because they're like terms. Okay, this is a crash course on algebra. Okay, so what's 2 plus a half plus a quarter? 2 plus a half plus a quarter. Think of it as numbers. 2 plus 1 over 2 plus 1 over 4. What's going to give us 2 plus a half is 2.5, right? Nice, 11 over 4. But we have an x, right? So it's 11 over 4x. Right, plus 1 will give us 100. Okay, now I still want to figure out what this x is, so I have to get it alone. I have to get this x alone. So what do I do with the plus 1? This plus 1 over here, let's see revision of algebra. Do we remember what we do with the plus 1? Transpose must go over to the other side. So then it'll be 11 over 4x is equal to 100 minus 1. Remember, when it goes over to the other side, it changes and becomes minus. So then we have 11 divided by 4x equals 99. Okay. Hopefully I haven't lost anyone yet. Now, how do I get rid of this 11 divided by 4? Does anyone know? Let's get rid of the divide by 4 first. What's the inverse operation for divide by 4? Multiply by 4. Multiply by 4. So then we'll be left with 11x equals, what's 99 times 4? 99 times 4. 396. Okay, we've gotten rid of the 4. Now I have this 11 guy over here. How am I going to get rid of that 11? Remember, it's 11 times x. Thank you. Divide by 11. Divide by 11. Therefore, there are how many kids in this classroom? 36. Oh, that was a nice gym for our brains, don't you agree? That was a